Hi everyone, my name is Juliana and welcome to my channel. Today I have an awesome, very fast video for you how to change any color of the makeup or how to apply makeup onto your model. So where this technique might be useful. Now I would not necessarily recommend it to use it with the picture when the model does not wear any makeup whatsoever. Why? Because makeup does not have just color, it also has a texture. And in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to add color or change color of the makeup. So yes, unless if you will be editing to the image with no texture, only color, it might not look very believable. So where you can use it, so for example your makeup artist will apply makeup, but then you have a outfit change and just the color of the makeup does not goes with the color of the outfit, and your makeup artist let you go, or she doesn't have time to fix it, or whatever might be reason is. So you will going to be needing to change it in the post-production, or sometimes you just need to really intensify the color of the makeup, because when you shoot, especially the flash, the bright light can eat up that color and that saturation of the color a lot. So then you will need to brighten it again and saturate it more in post-production. Or you just need to change it. Maybe you have a client who wants to have a different type of makeup, different colors of the makeup, lipstick or eyeshadow or whatever it is, and obviously they don't want to took every single shot for different shade for each shade, so they would ask you to change it in post-production and give them that option. So this is a variety of uses where you can use this technique. Also, I would like to mention that in Photoshop there is many tools and a lot of ways to achieve similar results. Now, changing color of something, there is many ways to do that, and there is obviously HueSaturation adjustment layer, and there is some people use it with gradient maps. I'll show you the one that works for me personally and which I use all the time. I think it's the most efficient to me. It's fast, it's easy, and you can change any color you like. Okay, so enough on the intro and let's go. So here's the image I'll be working with today. This is not my image, I took it from unsplash.com, and this is a free website where there's lots of stock photos. Just remember, if you're going to use it from there, remember to give credit to the artist, because every image has an artist who created it. Okay, so this is also not the original image. By the way, the link for this image I'll leave in the description box, where you can download from unsplash.com. This image I altered her lip shape, and for the purpose of the other tutorial, which is how to change any lip shape seamlessly, and I believe this video has to be already on my channel, or if not, then it will be very soon, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to show you 3 ways to change color which I usually use, and I'm going to describe which one I think best for depending on with what you're working for. First and foremost, I guess the most common is we will be using adjustment layers today, and first I'll be using a HueSaturation adjustment layer. So if you don't have adjustment panel right here, then just go down on this icon, press on it, and let's choose HueSaturation. Okay, great. So firstly, let's choose whichever I want. I don't know, let's make your lips, let's make them, okay, purplish. Nice. It doesn't really matter now, we will go back to adjust it. Obviously, I will not going to leave it like this. Make sure that white is selected here on top, and just press Command Delete, and now we fill the mask with black. Now none of the color is visible. Now again, with white color and brush tool, make sure opacity and flow 100%. I just paint over. Now there is many ways to make a selection. I just choose paintbrush all the time, it's just closer to me. Obviously you can use whichever you like. You can use magnetic tool or pen tool, or whichever tool for selecting is close to you. Anyways, now we make a selection, and Obviously we've changed the hue, and we can go back to the layer and we can change whatever we want. We can make it more saturation or less saturation. Looks really nice, looks really natural, really works for it. But let's say if you see that her original lip color is neutral, so let's say we want to do it super dark, right? So naturally you'll think that we will need to make it darker. But here's the thing, it just doesn't look that good at all. So for dramatic changes, hue saturation adjustment layer does not work very well. So I wouldn't recommend it, but it's still a very good quick way to change hue saturation or to change shade within the very wide range, unless you don't need to choose the luminosity, what means that if you don't need to choose very light into very dark, for that hue saturation will not do a very good job. The other adjustment layer that I would like to talk about is selective color. So selective color can also be a great way. This is obviously red within the red, so we can add color or make it less, but obviously we can see it affect all the reds in her skin, or it affects all the reds in the picture. I mean, obviously we can just make the mask the same, and for this gives you, selective color will give you a little bit more what comes to tonality and shades. You can work more with the color. I think that it gives you more range than hue saturation, and it still, what I really like, it preserves all the shades and all the, you can make it lighter, you can make it darker. So this is a very great way. I think it's more advanced than hue saturation in terms that will give you more freedom in changing color. So I really like this one. I use this one a lot as well. But let me show you again. If you need a very, sometimes very deep and dark, huge change, sometimes selective color will not give you that effect as well. So there is other way, other adjustment layer. Let's make this one invisible as well. And for this, usually if I need dramatic change or I need to put color where there is no color, I will going to use solid color. Now let's say we want your lipstick purple, deep purple, let's say something like this. Okay, doesn't matter, now we will change it. And for the, obviously I already have mask ready, then I'll just drag it on top. Okay, so now I got you, it doesn't look that well, but don't fear. We'll just go overlay or soft light. It will be depend on the image. For this one, soft light works better. And obviously now we can just go here and we can apply color. Now let's say I want that very deep purple color, and you will have to adjust depending, because there is color underneath, so you will have to adjust a little bit. So let's say I want that deep purple color, and this is definitely one layer will not do it for me, so I will just layer it one more time, and now I have much deeper, obviously 2-layer get the effect, and I have so much deeper color, and you see there is still the highlights and shadows preserved, so it will look more natural. For when I need some dramatic makeup change, I usually use color fill layers, solid color adjustment layer, and I applied some, usually I layer it, depending on the image, obviously depending on what I need. Here it might look a little bit too drawn on, I feel, because the edge is too blurred out for the image, because image much sharper than my mask. So I'll just define the mask a little bit to make it more believable. Okay, so I like it. I think it looks good. In terms of color, I'm really happy. We still preserve, it still looks really nice. Maybe if I would really work on this image, I would go in with some dodging and burning and really define the line of the lip, just because original lip color that she has is very neutral and it's not very defined, and the contour of the lip is not really defined, so it kind of bleeds a little bit, but that's fine. Now let's say this is, we change the color, but let's say we need to add color. For example, here her eyelids have no color, so again, hue saturation or selective color will not really work that well because there is really not that much color. I mean, there are some yellows here obviously, but it will not be enough value to really make some dramatic change. For this, again, I will use solid color, and we'll go solid color, and let's say I want to make your eyeshadows, let's say green. I think we can go either overlay, soft light, or also one more tone is color. So I didn't mention that before. I said that there is overlay and soft light, and that's what I usually use, but sometimes color, blend-in mode color will also give you a good result. Okay, so let's again make sure that here is white, press Command Delete, fill it with black, your mask, make sure that you own your mask. And with the brush tool and white color, let's just draw where we want to add that color, roughly. I'll define it later. And let's say here as well. Okay, and let's say this is color and this is soft light and this is overlay too much. Soft light is nice. I like color. Let's leave with color. Now I'll define the mask a little bit. For the eyeshadow, the good way defining mask, I usually work with different levels of opacity, just because eyeshadows, obviously lipstick, usually they have very sharp edges, but eyeshadows, they usually have to be blend in. So in order to blend them seamlessly, I usually use a few levels of opacity. So I'll start maybe with 19 and then go even lower. Okay, and there is, let me show the mask. You see there is a lot of blending going on. This is where we opacity working it. I think this is the key, so you kind of really blending in the color that you're adding into the existing coloring. Okay, so I'm happy with the mask, but obviously color looks a little bit too saturated for this image. So I'll just go back and just maybe find something less saturated. Okay, just like this. I think nice yellow looks good to me. Also, I think that it looks quite natural. I mean, obviously I could work a little bit better on the mask, but it's fine for the purpose of the tutorial. I like the look, but now I would also, using the same technique, I will just want to add a little bit more on the edges to make her makeup a little bit more defined. And I'm going to see which blending mode works best for me. Let's go with color and see how it works. And again, I'll define the mask. Okay, good enough for me. And now what I would like to do is I would like to layer it. Instead of, I will choose the other blending mode. And now, just because I can easily, let's just change the shade of your lipstick. Here's you got the idea. I'm not saying this is the absolutely best makeup, but I'm kind of pleased. I think that looks good enough. And let me show you. So here was the before and here's the after. Just like that, you can add any type of makeup. You got the idea. For the obviously play around with color, you can layer the layers to add more shape. Obviously here's originally model had already quite defined makeup, so I had to work with what I had already. But if you have much softer makeup, then you can create any shapes that you like. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. So here was the end of the tutorial. Hopefully you find it useful. If you did, thumbs up, and please share with your community. It really helps a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to see more of my work, please follow me on Instagram. It's @yurenachi_photo. Please comment down below what you think, or if you have any idea for my future videos. And I really hope to see you next time. Bye!